let's get this show on the road. Hyrule Castle's pretty boring for a lot of the game. Like, a lot of the game. But, don't worry, it'll be more exciting later. Please be careful! Oh, our entire lives depend on you. That's what they sound like. How about you? Oh yeah, of course. Vadi might raid your hedges. Question mark? So we got a swag-ass little swordy sword. And I'm not gonna pick up that money. I am too important. What? It was more monsters. Bigger monsters. Extra thick. With monsters. Monstrously thick. It's been a week since I've recorded, and I was thinking about it earlier this week, about how one of the little kids at the festival was like, my dad's says, no, he was talking about how he found like a picori in his dad's shoe or something like that, but one of the dudes in town is actually a cobbler. I don't know if that's his dad or what, but it, like, I was walking between the bus stop and my work, my office, and it was just like, oh, it's pretty interesting if that is like their world building. I didn't even know that they, like, I mean, obviously those kids must belong to somebody, but just never really crossed my mind that the NPCs actually have families, you know? Strange to think about. So we're in the Minish woods. There's not really much else that you can do at this point in the game. Like, you won't be able to go back into town. You certainly can't go anywhere else. The game is just like, hey, you should go here. You see that giant check mark over that thing? Go there. And it's kind of lame. Like, this game, I would say, is definitely a proponent for when people are like, oh, Zelda's so predictable, it follows the same formula. This is definitely that game. Like, oh, we're gonna go here, 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 and here. We're gonna pick up some items. We're probably gonna use them on the boss. Just saying. But, I mean, it's still a fun time. And right there we're picking up our first piece of heart. If we collect 4 of those, we are gonna be able to get more health. And this game sort of babies you? Like, it's weird. This is one of my favorite Zelda games because it feels like Wind Waker, but more streamlined Wind Waker. Whereas in Wind Waker, I mean, there's still like 5 dungeons or something like that. Yeah, I believe it's only 5. But there's so much sailing and nonsense that's going on. Really, the only side questy stuff in this involves a lot of kinstone fusions. There's 100 in total, and we'll be getting to those later. The first 20 are actually random. And, oh wait, I'm missing some important plot talking to this duck hat thing. A curse of Vadi's. Eslo, you're not gonna, like, talk to me and be an accessory for my head, are you? Yeah. And that's the story of Link's hat. Or it would be, if in Skyward Sword they didn't completely disregard this game by just making it, oh, that's the standard knight hat, you know. I will never press select. But yeah, Wind Waker, like, there's so much sailing and stuff like that to do. Whereas in this game, hey, my first heart. It's very, very streamlined. It's a short game. I think you can probably beat it in like less than 6 hours total. Unless you're 100%ing it, in which case, good fucking luck. That'll range anywhere between 500 years and probably until the sun explodes. I have a secondary account, or what's it called? I guess save file set up already, because collecting all those kinstone fusions, it's gonna take a while. So I just did all the grunt work already. Gonna completely surpass it. I'll have a different amount of rupees and stuff like that by the time I get there, but whatever. It's not gonna matter in the end. It's all going to the same place. And I really like how small, or how the chibi pixely Ezlo looks. That is pretty adorable. Oh yeah, I'm totally worried about my hat's well-being. I like how it was like, don't, you know, fall in water or anything. Like, this would actually hurt me. But I can roll just fine. He's totally fine with it. Just smash him against the ground. Whatevs. They're so cute. Look at them. Hello. Adorable. So, who in this village would learn or would be able to speak English? Why, the local nerd, of course. Just gotta find somebody who's wearing the glasses of infinite nerdisms. And, that'll definitely point us in the correct direction. Right here, we're gonna be picking up a second piece of heart. Like I said, it's the game's a little handholdy. You can have a whole extra heart container by the first boss. Which I don't believe you can do in many other Zeldas. I know you can do it in Wind Waker, I believe? Might be wrong on that. But it feels like you should be able to. There's a lot of stuff to do before you actually get into the bulk of the game in Wind Waker. Whereas this, they kind of just like, hey, go here. Like I said, it's a very short game, but I still find there to be a little bit of charm to it. So we found the nerd. Look at him. Adjusting his glasses every half second. If I took off those glasses, would you be able to see? It would be very painful. Did I seriously just make a Bane joke in 2017? I guess I did. Oh, Timmy. I've heard that before. This must be the Jabbernut. This makes even less sense than the Babblefish in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because at least you stick that in your ear, it like eats weird things that you wouldn't be able to understand, and instead craps out like conscious language. With this, you just eat a nut, and it's like, oh yeah, I understand this entirely different language now. That makes sense. You're the local nerd, how do you not know about swords? Sup, old man? Arr. The mystic elements. So how did these small creatures do it to begin with? Because, I mean, they created the original sword, And they're just like, oh yeah, we totally got the elements from each of the corners of the earth, you know. Simple stuff. A child could have done it. But instead of a child, we just had really small people. We did it. No problem though. Also, it can seal up monsters. Also no problem. Oh, we're not going to explain that at all. Just take our word for it. So you don't have to kill these slugs if you don't want to. I'm not gonna, they're not in the way. This is a pretty good, like, tutorial level, I guess? Just because it's like, hey, here's a locked door. Might as well find a key. Hey, you got a key? Good, can use it on the locked door. Hey, these things will take 2 hits to kill unless you smash them with a pot, or unless they're upside down when they fall from the ceiling. Which I will show off if I can get another one to, you know, fall from the ceiling. But as it's going to interrupt us a whole lot during this first level, like I said, it's a very standard, like, tutorial. This is the basics of Zelda. But shank, easy one hit. These guys are dicks, they're not swordable. Look at the size of that barrel. Another Zelda trope, you can burn shit. It's pretty amazing. Not that we can burn shit, the fact that we burnt, like, vines on a barrel made out of wood that's so old that, like, cobwebs are on it and everything. And it was totally fine. We didn't set the barrel on fire. Preposterous. Another thing teaching us that we can push switches down with other larger items, such as statues. That barrel just moved. Well, good. This is probably not the right way to go. Nope. I did my practice file, like, not practice, my, kinstone file just last week. Already forgot how to do the most simple of, places. I mean, whatever. Didn't lose me too much time. So we can hop over this. It shows off a piece of heart. But what we're really after is this big ass chest. Swiggity swoogity coming for that booty. Dungeon map. Look at that. It's like, I don't know, for a giant square box in the overworld, you would think it would be more box shaped, but it's just like a key, sort of. In older Zelda games, sometimes the maps... What a nefarious timing for that. The maps would be in the shape of something, like a dragon or something. And this room is teaching you that pots will smash, if you didn't already know that. So don't pick them up if you want to push buttons down with them. Which is another thing from Zelda's. I think the first game to use that was probably Link's Awakening, the Game Boy Color. Game Boy / Game Boy Color. Using the power bracelets. But luckily, this Link is a champion. Can just push stuff around like entire statues like they're nothing. Easy. And of course that room was showing you the duality of man, where you want something, you can see it for a fleeting second, but it will disappear unless of course you're holding the button down with a statue. That is the only way to do it. If you're ever having any troubles in your life, just try weighing it down with a statue. It's that simple. But I think I'm gonna hold off the suspense for what's in this next room until next time. Because we've got this key. What could be behind door number 3? Oh.